If you hear sputtering over here, it's little man. He's in his DACA tot on the floor. He's so cute. He's asleep like this. What's up guys? Welcome back. So today is a video that I do twice a year. It is my recommendations for the Sephora VIB sale. If you are unfamiliar with the VIB sale, it's kind of something that always takes me by surprise. If you're VIB status like me and you spend way too much money at Sephora, then you get 20% off of everything for this entire time period, and then it just kind of goes down in percentages based on how much money you've spent over the year, etc. I always like to preface this video by saying it is Sephora's job to impress you with a deal. It is not your job to go onto a website and find things to buy because they've given you this tantalizing discount, which, by the way, guys, it's kind of like Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day, in the sense that a lot of different brands know that the sale is coming up and they run a sale too. So like Kosas, Credo, Detox Market, like they've all been running 20% off sales on their websites, kind of coming into the Sephora VIB sale to get ahead of it, and understand that while Sephora loves to give us this idea that a sale is so rare you better jump on it or you'll never get another opportunity to get these exclusive discounts on their website, unless it's something that is exclusively carried at Sephora, there might be other opportunities from other retailers at any time during the year to get a 20% discount. I've done these videos, like I said, several times before, and I will touch on things that I feel like are perennial, things that I always recommend getting a discount on if you can, but also in the interest of separating the wheat from the chaff in my collection, because my collection is exhaustive, I wanted to focus today on products that are super easy and fun to use. So these are things that are a pleasure. Even if you haven't seen them on my channel lately, they're things that I've been using off camera and things that just make me happy every time I use them. A lot of them are tried and true and very vetted for me. And also today, guys, I'm going to tell you what is in my cart, things that I have not tried yet, but that are enticing me for that 20% discount. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump in to my 2020 fall VIB sale recommendations. Oh man, you might notice I'm a little bit more chipper today. We had a couple of really good nights of sleep. Good meaning we had like 4-hour stretches between feedings, which is just, honestly, I never thought I'd be so grateful. The first thing that I usually start with is, again, a brand that is best bought on discount if you can swing it. And they do run discounts on their website too, but it is very occasional, and that is Hourglass. And so within the Hourglass category, the first thing that I would absolutely highly recommend is the Hourglass Unlocked Mascara. Now, you guys do know that the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara is my ride or die. It is the mascara that I wear pretty much every single day, but we also went over the ingredients list on this when I reviewed this, and they are practically identical. Getting this at a discount is fantastic, and it's so similar, I would say, that if you are in a part of the world where you have a Sephora but Thrive doesn't ship to you, you're going to be very, very pleased with this. And it is lighter weight. From what I hear from a lot of people, I don't really notice the difference, to be honest, but a lot of people have said it helps hold curl better than the Thrive. The Thrive is a little bit heavier. Like Leanne of Leanne says, she did not love this, but she just put this in her favorites. So if this didn't work for you, but you're still looking for a tubing mascara, the Hourglass Unlocked is actually totally awesome, and I love it. And the new favorite that I have from them, this is the Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow in Ray from Hourglass, and this is very similar to, I think, the little single pot eyeshadows from Charlotte Tilbury, as well as like the Victoria Beckham ones and stuff like that, but it is just absolutely the most satisfying formula. This is what I have on my eyeballs right now, and it's just this perfect kind of pinky taupe rosy color with this almost unpredictable glitter that catches the light in sort of a wet way, which is one of my favorite ways to apply glitter, I think. You know, it's just sort of unexpected. So that's what I have on my eyes right now, on top of one of the Aether mini palettes, which we'll get to a little bit later. The other two things quickly from Hourglass, I would say that their blush palettes, if you can find a shade that works for you, because they aren't the most inclusive. They did do their, I think it's called like At Night or After Dark or something like that. I think The more like bricky colored one that they came out with was intended to work on deeper skin tones, but that's kind of where they stopped. I do have the Ghost palette because your girl's kind of a ghost, but obviously this one is not available anymore. They do a new release every single holiday season, and so if that is something that has interested you, I cannot recommend them highly enough in terms of formula. It's just beautiful. This is what I have on my cheeks right now, along with the Yaysayer Amber palette. But it's one of those products, like I said, that every time you use it, you're like, that was so easy and rewarding, and I'm so glad that I bought that. It has a blurring kind of effect on the skin, and I also use it with this, their setting powder. This is the Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This is just an absolute mainstay for me. It is one of those products that I lean on really hard, not just as a setting powder, but also as a powder that you can use to clean up eyeshadow and stuff like that. It has this really interesting, like, yes, it's translucent, but it does have a tiny amount of like pigment to it where it will help to disguise mistakes in your eyeshadow and like pick things up and move them around ever so slightly if you need them to. And it's very, I don't know, mica-y, mineral-y, where it gives your skin this really beautiful kind of blurred lit from within thing, and you get an absolute butt ton of product. So this is 0.36 ounces or 10.5 grams for the price. Get while the getting's good. This stuff is remarkable. So that is all of the Hourglass stuff, although you like won't be mad. This is their Veil setting spray. Like, you won't be mad about buying anything from Hourglass on discount, you know? And I wouldn't be surprised if some more Hourglass stuff made it into my cart this round. Okay, the next thing that I think is like totally wonderful, but also pretty overpriced and would be great to get a discount on, is all things Charlotte Tilbury. And the main thing that I've been loving from Charlotte Tilbury lately is this stinking crazy expensive bronzer. That is a lot of bronzer, and on her website she does sell refill pans. This is the Airbrush Bronzer Matte Bronzing Filter, and I have it in the fairest shade, and I just love this so much. I'm just so pleased with a pale enough bronzer that I feel like it doesn't look fake on me, and it's also not super duper warm. It's just well informed, and it does come in several shades, and if you can get a discount on it, I highly recommend it. And as far as my cart, I think I might pick up like a quad from her. I've never owned one, and every time I see them in action, I'm just like, you know what? I just want to know. That's me and my channel. That's my philosophy. I just want to know. But also those little single eyeshadow pots that are similar to the Scattered Lights from Hourglass, I would like to know that too. And she kind of puts things out in these capsule collections of color stories, that are just usually beautiful, rich pinks and reds and lavenders and things like that, that I feel like, you know, she does a lot of the legwork for you to make sure that it all goes together. So that could easily find its way into my collection soon. She also, and I'm jumping ahead here, I am not a big fan of sets, okay? Because it's just packaging heavy. It's a bunch of little stuff that you'll probably use half of kind of thing. You know, examine every single product in a set. That's another thing that I feel like we get swept up in with the sale. It's like, ooh, I like 3 of those things. Look at the price. I can try all these things. It's basically a Birchbox that you're paying for in a lot of cases. And so just, you know, bear in mind, am I going to use all these products? But Charlotte Tilbury has put out an advent calendar. I don't know what enchants me so much about an advent calendar, but I do find them very magical. And it does look like, for the fan of Charlotte Tilbury, a very, very good value. I think it's $200 and you get a ton of products from Charlotte Tilbury, including, I think, her new setting spray, all kinds of different lip products, eye products, things like that. So as far as sets go, that one does appeal to me. The other set that I thought was actually a pretty cool gift, both of these would make good gifts, but the Urban Decay set that they did with the new Stone Vibes palette, and then it comes with like lip glosses and things like that too. And I just think that for like an Urban Decay fan, if you're looking for something to put under the tree, that set was also really cool. But a lot of them I just find to be like just you know what I mean? Just a bunch of little tiny things that I don't need. So I'm almost like anti-hauling them. I tried to jam as many of these on my face today as I possibly could so that you guys could see what we're talking about. And I mean, this was like a really, really fun face of makeup to do because I focus so much on things that I love using for this list. So the next one is, and honestly, they're already priced so well, it doesn't really matter that much that you get a discount on them, but why not? I bought all 4 myself. The Tower 28 lip glosses. Yes, I like the clear ones, and they come in a bunch of different like tinted clear versions, but the milky ones, the one that I'm wearing right now is almond, and I wear it with my khaki lip liner. I truly believe that these are all like perfect mates for my khaki lip liner. I was like, is this a love letter to me specifically? That was how it felt, but I'm wearing almond right now, like I said, and I love the effect of these. I think that they're so like elegant and ageless, easy to use, makes your lips look healthy, and you can wear them with like no makeup, or you can wear them with like a full face like I have today, and they're already really well priced. Okay, something that, because I went into labor when I didn't get a chance to feature these on my channel. These are the new Bite lip glosses, and I kind of like wrote on this list, I was like, Bite lip gloss, and then I was like, Bite everything. Like, they've done such good stuff recently, and this is the foundation that I'm wearing right now. This is actually what comes to mind when I think of things that haven't gotten enough love on my channel recently, but that I absolutely adore using. Like, things that gratify me every single time I put them on my face. This freaking foundation. This is the Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation. I have it in the shade L10. Every time I put this on, and every time I watch a video where I have this on, I'm like, dang, that's a good looking foundation. And I use it with their powder, which I have, you know, buried in nonsense here on my desk. This, I have this in light 1. This is the Changemaker powder. I don't use the primer. I don't know. It never really made that big of a difference for me, but the combination of the two is absolutely lovely. And if you are an anti-loose powder person, this is one of my favorite pressed powders because, watch, when you use it, it kicks up. I don't know if you can see that, but it kicks up enough powder that it doesn't redeposit the wet from your brush onto your powder, which was like an issue that I was having with Cure Wise and with Lila B, and like, you know, stiffer powders, basically, you're gonna end up kind of not picking up enough product. And I feel like it's something that's very nuanced and not talked about that much, but this is one of those powders where I feel like it kicks up enough in a really, really good way. And again, just absolutely easy to use, fun to use, gratifying to use, and comes in a ton of shades, which is awesome. The lip glosses, I have the shades Raspberry Swirl and Sugar Drizzle. Obviously Sugar Drizzle is just clear with glitter, and this one's like hot pink with glitter. And they come in this funky little applicator situation, and they do have a good amount of pigment. So that is the pink one. There's not really much point in swatching the clear one. It does like add something to a look, but it's not like, oh my gosh, if this, you know, if I take my eye off of this, it's gonna crawl across my face. Like, these are the Lisa Eldridge ones that I have yet to use on camera, but these you kind of have to keep an eye on because they're crazy, crazy pigmented. They're more of a professional product. This is something that is like, you can pretty much put it on without a mirror, which I do like to have those kinds of lip glosses in my collection. So since I didn't get to mention these on my channel before, I wanted to make sure I mentioned them today. These were also sent to me, so thank you to Bite for sending these to me. But I really just think that this has been their year. Was the Bite foundation this year? Oh my God, what is time? I'm not sure, but ever since they started putting out the foundation and they redid all of the lipsticks and everything, I just feel like they've been kind of killing it, you know? They just do it right. I know a lot of people are angry that they took the lanolin out of their, like, you know, their lip treatment. I'm very, very apologetic for that, but these are some of my faves from them. Okay, so I feel like we have to touch on Rare Beauty a little bit just because it was like one of the most talked about releases recently at Sephora, and it is a Sephora exclusive. And a lot of people maybe didn't watch that video from me, and you maybe don't want to, but you still want to know kind of the high level of what I would recommend. The only things that I would necessarily recommend from the Rare Beauty release as it exists right now is the Dewy Lip Balm, which I do really, really enjoy this formula. This is the shade Compliment. And keep in mind, these are lipsticks, okay? They call them dewy lip balms, but they are just basically like creamy, slightly sheerer than, you know, a regular lipstick, but they're still a lipstick. To me, I draw the line at, I can't put that on without a mirror, but they are absolutely beautiful. They go really, really well with a lot of different looks. Like, you can share them out. They have a lot of flexibility with coverage, which is really nice. And I think that the formula is gorgeous. It reminds me a lot of the Beauty Counter lipstick formula. So if you are a fan of that, the Rare Beauty formula is very similar. And the highlight, I think this highlight is absolutely gorgeous. I have the shade Mesmerize, and it's just kind of a perfect light rose gold kind of color right there. I love this. I didn't love her foundation. I didn't love her concealer. A lot of it just didn't work for me. And I haven't tried the eyeshadow palettes because honestly, absolutely no shade, because I saw some people do some really cool looks with them, but like, they are wild. They are really not what I expected at all. The color stories are, I don't even have like a shelf for them in my brain, and so like those are not in my cart. That's pretty much all I would recommend from Rare Beauty, but it was something that I felt like we needed to talk about. Something else that I feel like is worth mentioning is that I honestly thought that they would be done by now, but they are still trying to liquidate all of their Cover FX stock that they have. And none of it is in like shades for pale skin, but they have a lot of medium and deep tones. So if you were looking for a discount on some of your favorite Cover FX products and you do have a medium or deep skin tone, go look and see if they've got your shade, because the stuff is on like steep discount. And I think you could probably layer the discounts with the VIB sale. And there are a ton of Cover FX products that I love. I love their Power Play Concealer. I love their highlighter. It is the Perfect Light Highlighting Powder, and I don't know what they're gonna do. It's basically like a more subtle version of a Becca highlighter to me. I love this so much, and I have it in Moonlight, and I literally can't find it anymore. It's why I don't use it on camera anymore, is because I'm like, why, like, you can't get it. Like, it's so awesome, and I don't wanna like kill your soul. Be advised, if you are in the market for anything from Cover FX and you do have a more medium to deep skin tone, they might have your shade, so it's worth looking. Okay, let's touch on Ilia really quickly. I don't think you can really go wrong with Ilia, and they do sell most of Ilia's line on Sephora. I was sent a ton of stuff earlier this year for a masterclass that I did with Ilia, and I was more impressed with a lot of the products than I expected to be. The two that really rose to the top were, you guys were right, I have the color haze in Waking Up. The shade is irrelevant. I think that this formula is absolutely gorgeous, and I stand corrected. I poo-pooed this for so long. I was like, it's so tiny. It's the size of a lip gloss. It's gonna be really sticky on my face. It's actually more matte than their multi-stick. And this color is absolutely beautiful. It's kind of somewhere in between a blush and a bronzer on my skin. I just find that it is super, super versatile, very, very flattering, and again, very easy to use. Also, not that this should matter, but it matters to me. It smells like vanilla. It makes me so, it smells so good. And you can use it on your cheeks or on your lips, but that is just an absolutely beautiful kind of rosy tan color. And the other one would be their Super Serum Skin Tint, which I think my mom took it home with her. When she came here to help me with the baby, she was like trying to find her shade and everything, and I remember leaving it in the guest bedroom with her, and now it's gone. So I think that she took it home, and good for her. I will just buy myself another one, but I have the shade Formentera. It is the best skin tint that I have tried in ages. There are a lot of different skin tints out there. There are a lot of really beautiful skin tints out there, but that one's got mineral sunscreen, no silicones, no coconut, and it's actually really versatile. If you shear it out, you can wear it with powder. You can wear it by itself. It is so, so beautiful. There's a reason it sells out all the time. So at $46, getting that 20% off is clutch, but I would recommend it anyway. Something that is probably going to find its way into my cart that I'm just being fully transparent about, I have to decide, maybe I'll get more than one, but the little Viseart mini palettes. I've never tried anything from Viseart. Apparently the formula on those eyeshadows is just absolutely unbelievable, and they just keep putting out color stories that are so pretty. They have one that's like a Aperol Spritz kind of color story, and then they have one that's like, they have a couple that are really, really cool toned, and I just can't decide. If you guys own any of them, let me know like which ones are your favorites. Maybe I'll go watch some reviews myself. That feels kind of meta. I like never do that. Let me know if you guys are interested in them, in a review on any of them or anything like that. I have a feeling they would become kind of like a mainstay for me. Let's talk about Aether, because I feel like Aether has been crushing it lately. So two things that just came out are the mini palettes, and I have the, what's this? The Topaz colorway on my eyes right now, topped with the Hourglass Scattered Lights in Ray, but you just can't go wrong. This really works on all skin tones that I've seen it on. It is super, super beautiful. So this is the Topaz colorway. And then she also came out with the Ametrine colorway, and this one actually has a matte in it, these beautiful pinks and like a purple, and then this really, really pretty kind of like, I don't even know what you would call that. It's like a rosy brown. You know, people have asked me, they're like, there's this phenomenon that people talk about of like the one color eyeshadow look, like the one shadow eye look. And they're like, does that really exist? I would argue yes, but it's better with two. And I feel like this lends itself really beautifully to that. Both of them do, where you just kind of pick one, you put it all around, and then you use another one to kind of blend it out a little bit. But it is so versatile in that sense. I have tried pretty much every single one of these as a look in and of itself. You can get several looks out of it just combining them, but you can just get a full look out of just one shade. So I have been really loving these. They're $24 a piece, and then there's a discount on top of that. The other thing that is absolutely worth every penny is the Amber Cheek Palette. This colorway is crazy awesome. If you have a deep skin tone and you are thinking that this might be a little bit too light for you, there is the Ruby colorway. And if you are like super, super pale and you don't really want something that's got any orange in it, there is the Rose Quartz colorway. But this peach is just undupable to me. It's just the most beautiful blush color. And that's what I'm wearing like as a pop on the Hourglass that I put on before that from the Ghost palette. I'm also wearing the highlighter from that one too. I just think that it is just such a beautiful formula. I actually prefer that highlighter to her like big pan highlighter, but the big pan highlighter is basically like a gigantic pan of that, like, you know, that scattered lights kind of texture that's gonna give you that wet look. So yeah, talk about bang for your buck. I have a 15% off code on her website, but if you can get 20% off at Sephora, why not? Okay, another thing that absolutely has to be mentioned in this video, because I checked and at least at the time of this filming of this video, this is in stock, and this is the Becca Undereye Brightening Corrector. I have it in the shade light to medium. I use the absolute daylights out of this. I bought this during a Sephora VIB sale. I think it was under the recommendation of Lauren from the Honest Beauty Review. I happened to just poke my finger in it, actually walking through the store, and I was like, this is something that I've never seen before, because it's just genuinely pure reflection. So when you put that on your under eyes, it's castor oil based, and so it's really nourishing for like dry under eyes. But I use this also on my melasma and stuff like that, and even on a lightweight face of makeup, I can use this instead of concealer. During the summer, I was calling my routine like a post-concealer routine, and it was because I was using, well, it's actually post-foundation too. I was using the Becca Zero, which I do love her. I do. Confessions. I think that this is actually really fantastic. I think they have this at Sephora too. It's very, very good. I was using that, and then I was also using the Becca Color Corrector as a concealer, and that was my whole foundation routine, my whole complexion routine, because, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I wasn't breaking out or anything like that, and I was just really enjoying accentuating my freckles. Oh, I forgot to bring it upstairs with me. I'll pop a picture of it on the screen. So Olaplex, a very expensive product for people who don't have a professional hair license like I do. I get mine at cost, but if you are in the market for a really, really good silicone smoother for your hair that does rinse clean, I cannot recommend highly enough the Olaplex number 6. It is the Bond Smoother. It smells like pure freshly sliced oranges, and I put it on my hair wet, basically from here down. Sometimes I put it on my whole head, and what it does is it helps kind of like defrizz my hair without weighing it down. I have very fine hair, but it does tend to be very vulnerable to humidity, and so when I blow it out, the style just doesn't stick, and it has become the only actual like wet styling product that I use because it is just so effective. If you have damaged hair, understand I'm gonna go on the hair, I'm an ex-hairdresser if you guys didn't know that. I did hair for 8 years. Hair that has been damaged or even color treated, like, you know, my ends with old highlights in them, you can't heal hair. Like once that cuticle's kind of blown out, all you can do is do temporary things to smooth it as long as it rinses clean kind of thing. There are definitely things out there where the silicones don't rinse clean. And this is just a very high-tech product as far as I'm concerned that makes this hair behave like this hair. And I feel like it's the reason that my hair has just been so healthy, even though I am heat treating it and things like that. Also, pregnancy was not kind to all of my body, but it was kind to my hair. But it's helped me really trim my routine down. I used to use all these different serums and different leave-ins and like hair masks and stuff like that, and now it's just, I use a pea size of this stuff. It's super highly concentrated, and I've heard from a lot of you guys in the comments too that it is worth every penny, because like you look at how much you use on a daily basis and you're like, this is gonna last me years. Ooh, okay, so Supergoop. I always forget that Supergoop is at Sephora. They have everything from Supergoop. The glow screen is really beautiful. The unseen sunscreen is absolutely gorgeous, and the matte screen is really beautiful. So those three, and I also really like the zinc screen. It does have a little bit of like a pink tint to it, as does their under eye sunscreen. Again, I'll just link that video because they have so many products. They have so many products. There's something for everybody, and I am really pleased that they expanded their shade range on their CC cream. There will be a review coming up for that soon, so, you know, keep keep your eye out. But as far as sunscreens are concerned, I have always been very pleased with Supergoop, and the fact that that's all they do, there really is something for everybody. Second to last, but I have to mention this, the theme, again, of things that are an absolute pleasure to use, that are super, super gratifying, and every time I put them on, I'm like, I'm so glad I bought this. All things Rowan. Well, not all things, because I didn't like their mascara. I don't like the cake mascara, but the Rowan eyeshadow palettes are absolutely beautiful. As much as you guys have commented, honestly, you finally pushed me over on this. I really do think that this will be the VIB sale that I pull the trigger on the 1111 palette. This is the 75 Degrees Warm, which I also really love. And then I held up a Tower 28. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to hold up a lip gloss. I have all of the shades in the Rowan lip gloss. They are all in stock right now currently, again, as of the filming of this video. I think Charlie is my favorite shade, but the deep shade is also really lovely. I would say that Remy, it's a little bit orange on me. So it's like not my favorite. Actually, it's really similar to that Ilia swatch. They're like identical practically. Maybe I'm just kind of a one-note pigment kind of person. It works, but I have to wear it with a lip liner. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit light, and it's a little bit orangey peach for me, so just bear that in mind. If you're looking for kind of an orangey peach, this is really lovely, but I hoped it would be a little bit cooler. Yeah, I would say if you're looking for that, I would probably go for the Tower 28 in Almond, the one that I'm wearing right now. It's a lot more cool toned, but Charlie is just absolutely beautiful. It is like the rosy color of my dreams. I'm like, all my swatches here are ridiculous. And this formula is super, super beautiful because it's like right here, sorry. Super beautiful and minty. So it does kind of plump your lips just a little bit. I bought them in 3 separate orders. I always like to say that. I bought one, and then I was like, I need another one. And then I was like, I need all 3. And I literally, like, every time I made a Sephora order, I just ordered another Rowan lip gloss. They're so good. I have never seen anyone say they didn't like them. And finally, these are the things that I always have to mention because they're easy to forget at Sephora. 2 things. 1, remember that they have lifestyle things. They have candles. So like get your Nest candles for the holidays. You know, they've got Voluspa. They've got like just all of the best home fragrance and things like that. And get them while the getting's good because they will go out of stock so fast. I feel like they do not stock very many of each of these things. And so like, you know, the seasonal stuff, those will go really, really fast. I will be picking up a Nest candle if they have them in stock. I do love their like holiday fragrances. That's definitely going to be in my cart. I just love to treat myself with a really good candle here and there. But also devices. Bear in mind things like, you know, your Dyson and your things like that is going to be exclusive, but I swear by the Light Stim for acne. It is the best acne treatment, like light system that I've ever used. It actually really, really works to heal zits on me and heal breakouts. I've used it for years now, and I still have the same one. You just take care of it, clean it, you know, make sure you store it properly and everything. They are on Amazon. You can get, I think they're like $169. They probably discount them on Amazon while they do the Sephora sale because, you know, Amazon has that like smart price matching thing. So, I mean, understand that you could probably find a deal on it elsewhere any time of year, but if you are in the market for that and you do have like the VIB discount, 20% off is pretty awesome. And I cannot say enough about it. Like it actually genuinely truly, truly, truly works on acne and for like bacterial breakouts and stuff like that. And, you know, for a lot of people who are curious, they're like, what do you do? Like, why is your skin so clear? Things like that. That thing is integral to my routine. It is so, 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 so good. So while there are so many things that I have reviewed on my channel, especially this year, that are at Sephora that I have enjoyed, again, in order to make this video not eons long, I wanted to distill it down to the things that are just an absolute 100% pleasure to use and that get my stamp of approval unequivocally, things that I love when I put them on. Like I just do it and I'm like, I'm so glad I bought that because that's how I want you to feel too. So, oh my gosh, when did I get something on my nose? How long has that been there? What was that? Is that eyeshadow? If that's eyeshadow, then that's been there a really, really long time. Oh no, I'm so sorry. It was the contour. It was just a nice little contour on my nose. But yeah, guys, I am going to be taking advantage of the sale. I do get really excited about the Sephora sale. I don't want to say I'm judging anybody for taking advantage of it because it is a lot of fun and Sephora is the big source of all the good stuff. And so I am going to be having a lot of fun. If you guys want a haul of what I end up getting, we did do that I think last time, maybe 2 times ago, I'm not sure. I do love to do a Sephora VIB haul and kind of let you guys know what worked for me and what didn't as well. So look forward to that. Let me know if that's something that you guys want. And in the comments, guys, let me know what you are excited about finally getting at the Sephora sale. If it's been just like sitting in your cart or living in your head for a really long time and you're like, I've just been waiting for that 20% off, let me know. I definitely want to know what you guys are excited about too. It might give me some ideas because there's probably a lot of stuff I've forgotten about too. But that is my list of the things that I would absolutely totally recommend at the Sephora VIB sale this fall. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you have any additional questions about products that I have recommended on my channel before that I didn't include in this video, feel free to ask those down below. I will do my best to answer any and all. Thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love you so much. Happy VIB shopping, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.